all the time, right? Crazy. So, Spirit, show us the truth. What is it that the collective needs to understand, needs to acknowledge, stepping into this new year? No, these are brand new. Hold up. So, let's see here. Knight of Cups. Okay, so this collective, right, that we're picking up, they could be very charming. It could be very artistic, quite the mediator, right? Quite a caring person. You have a lot of romantic offers coming in. Knight of Cups energy right here. Okay. So Cancer could be significant, right? Okay, yeah. Cancer sign, Scorpio, Pisces, water sign significant, right? Okay. 1212 could be significant. 333 could be very significant, right? Take what resonates, right? 13 could be significant, right? October through November could be significant, right? Tell us more about this Knight of Cups energy, Spirit. What are we moving into? What are we doing? The Emperor. Oh, listen, Spirit. Is this a love reading that we're getting into? What's this about? Is this a union, divine union, right? Integration of higher self and lower self, right? Or is this lovey-dovey? What are we talking about? So this Emperor, right? Emperor energy, right? Charming. Ooh, so you stepping into this year, the fire horse, right? With this independent energy, right? Okay, this is nice. I like this. I like this so far. So, okay. You're attracting an also a very charming, artistic, caring person, right? You're attracting this emperor energy, right? This person wants to protect you. They are a person who holds some sort of authority, right? They are very stable. They're very disciplined, right? They're a public figure of some sorts, right? Tickled resonates. Aries could be significant, right? Mars placement significant, right? 444 very significant, right? So so you have okay, so you have multiple offers, right? Multiple emperor energies, right? Ones who want to protect you, right? Not necessarily like romantic, right? Could be platonic. Take what resonates, right? Not everything needs to be sexualized, right? So these are opportunities, right? So this is gonna help you out. Spirit, tell us more about these opportunities, right? Yeah, the sun comes out. The sun will come out. You know what I mean? So yes, happiness, success, vitality, joy, optimism, confidence. Okay, so this is going to help bring in that happiness, that success, the vitality, that joy, the optimism, and that confidence, right? So you've overcame so many challenges, environments, energies to where people, they just made you feel like you're dumb because of their own insecurities. That's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no beating around the bush about it. That's the cold-hearted truth. And the thing about it is that dealing with that isn't easy. It's really not. You know, still being able to show up for yourself. Not needing that validation outside of yourself when these energies wanted to isolate you, right? Little did they know they can't isolate the sun, right? No matter what you do, you can't hide from it. You know what I mean? It never stopped you. It never stopped you from being you on this journey, right? And you became what it is that you sought in this life, right? You became the person that you wish you had growing up, right? To tell you yes or no, right from wrong, to protect you from getting hurt, from getting betrayed, from getting bullied, for standing up for yourself and loving yourself, choosing yourself. When no one else would choose you, you chose you. Because there is no sun, right, to wake up to the next day if you're not in the picture. If you're not part of that equation, how are you supposed to enjoy the sun? You know, a lot of the times people forget about that, the bigger picture, just how important, just how big you are, just how big your dreams are, just how big your voice is, how big your creations, how big your ideas are, how big of an impact you're leaving on people, all the ripples you're causing. You know, Spirit, tell us more. Let's see here. Eight of Swords, right? In reverse, you freed yourself, right? And you've empowered yourself, right? You've healed and you've just fully surrendered and you let go of this shame. You've let go of this guilt, right? Of how these projections wanted you to feel, right? These projections saw where you were going, see the potential in you, see things in you where they lack in themselves. So instead of genuinely trying to help, these energies wanted to trap you, wanted to make you feel dumb, wanted to make you feel like you needed to depend on their validation for your own confidence, for your own happiness, for your own success, not knowing that the confidence that you have isn't just worn, it was earned throughout life. Confidence you had to earn for yourself, had to validate for yourself through trials, tribulations, and failures. All the hardships that you had to face that you didn't run away from. You took them head on. You're strong. I want you to know that the Most High is proud of you. The Divine is proud of your efforts. The intentions that you've been sending out to the universe has been heard. If you feel it now, if you continue to let go, you continue to surrender and let go of all of the distractions, all of the things that you think made you who you are or who you need to be now. Release that and just let that go. Free yourself. Continue to free yourself. You know what I mean? Keep flying above the box. That makes sense. Spirit, tell us more. Yeah. You are this Empress. You're in this Empress energy. Okay? So you could be pregnant. Or the feeling of pregnancy, the feeling of birthing something, right? You have all this energy stored inside of you, this creation, these dreams, right? The source energy, right? The things that people try so hard to siphon and take from you, right? This is all that hard work that you've been putting into your soul. 333 is very significant. You know, motherhood, nurturing, fertility, divine feminine. You've truly surrendered and just stepped into this divine feminine energy. You know who you are. The thing about these energies is that There's nothing that they can say or do to make you feel some type of way, to make you change how you think or view of who you are. You see, these energies want to confuse you. They put themselves in a competition where they can't even compete because their paths are not the same. These energies take the joy out of their own life by comparing. Chosen, you've stayed disciplined on your journey. You've stayed devoted. You've been shamed. You've been accused. But you've been staying true to who you are, regardless of the noise, regardless of the external factors. You understand that everything in this life is your teacher. And the thing about it is that these energies have you mistaken. So misunderstood. They view you as someone who thinks they're better than everybody else, and that's just not the case. You're just better than who you used to be. And the thing about it is, you are a mirror to every soul you encounter, regardless. Every person, every soul you encounter is a version of you, of who you used to be. A version you once survived from, a version that you once had to grow out of. A version that you had to mature out of in a very short time. Or a version of yourself that you were stuck in for a long time. You see, these energies, these mirrors, right, are lessons that reflect back to you. To the awakened soul, to the awakened mind, to the opened heart. Only those can see the truth that's in front of them, to realize the lessons, to realize what Father God shows us. If we just listen and just let go of what no longer serves us. All that heavy energy, that baggage, simply just by taking accountability of who you are, what you've done, what you've created. Keep measure of your efforts. But don't let that define who you are. Who you are in the present moment, of how you react. Spirit, tell us more. Tell us more about this collective. Tell us more about this Empress energy. On the floor. Alrighty. Supposedly, Five of Wands reversed, right? Cooperation, agreements, truces, avoiding conflicts, right? So, there could be certain spirits cooperating with you, making certain agreements, right? These past energies that tried to come up against you, right, Chosen? A lot of their ancestors stepped away. Some stayed. Some want to make truce. Some want to make agreements with you. They want to avoid as much conflict as possible. They understand that the current energy that you're dealing with did not understand what they were doing. Forgive them, for they do not understand what they do. And that's the cold-hearted truth. That's one of the things in life, Chosen, that you just come to that realization that you just can't hold any hate, any type of resentment for anyone or anything, because you understand where that energy comes from and why it is the way that it is. So it's best to make sure that your thoughts stay aligned with your purpose at this time. Stay aligned with what makes you happy, right? Remember that you are this son, right? You are this co-creator, right? Keep tapping in with that inner child. Inner child's so heavy in this collective, and it's so beautiful. Spirit, tell us more. Yeah, this Knight of Swords energy right here, right? This big change, man. It's gonna be an honest one. It's quite the rebellious energy right here. You know, you're very impulsive. You know, you have this perfectionist, trait about you, but it's not necessarily bad. It goes hand in hand with this Knight of Swords energy. You know, you got some energies coming in. Air signs significant, some water signs. No, 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 no. Fire, air. Yeah, you got Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Yep. 333 is very significant. Spirit, tell us more. Whoop. Five of Swords energy. Okay. Man, it's been a big change coming into this new year, stepping into this new year. You know, leaving this rebellious, impulsive, perfectionist environment. You came out honest. You came out with your dignity and self-respect. You learned to walk away from those arguments. You learn to surrender that to the Most High God. 555 significant, right? You were able to discern the deception, discern the bullying, the abuse. You were able to persevere through it. You were able to endure it. You did not react. Aquarius sign significant. Air sign significant. Spirit, tell us more. King of Cups energy, right? It's because you've evolved. You stepped into this King of Cups energy, right? So instead of throwing your glass at a wall to break it, right? You hold your unbroken glass that's full and you hold it up. Because you've become quite diplomatic. You've become quite balanced. You've become quite wise, quite calm, caring, loyal, and faithful. Water sign significant. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. 444 significant. Spirit, tell us more about this collective. Seven of Cups reversed. So, you need to make sure that your mind, your spaces, what you do on a day-to-day remains clear. By that meaning, responsibilities, right? Minus out the distractions, if that makes sense, right? Hold yourself more accountable, if that makes sense, right? You understand what you need to do, right? Yeah. Don't don't pour out these cups, man, to bad choices, to illusions, or indecisiveness, or just wishful thinking, right? Don't get caught up in that loop, right? You understand what you need to do. Right, it really is you versus you at the end of the day. Spirit, one more time at the bottom, right? Okay. So Ace of Cups energy, right? New feelings, emotional awakening, love overflow. This is what you need to be focusing on, right? Focus on pouring into yourself, right? Pouring into yourself through your creation, if that makes sense, right? So you can understand these new feelings that are coming in, right? These spiritual gifts, this abundance, this inheritance, right, that you've received. Um, Understand it's many types of gifts, right? If that makes sense, collective. Use your hands, your voice. Take what resonates, right? Create something because you love it, because you want to. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Okay? Now, Spirit, tell us what the tea is over this spread. What is it that the collective needs to understand? Right? Let's see here. Alrighty. Okay, so you stepping into this new year, new you type of energy, right? It's got a lot of energies hooked on you. Got a lot of interest, right? Not necessarily good. There's just a lot of naysayer energies. That makes sense. But just understand the world hated him too first, if that makes sense. So don't be discouraged, right? Hate's just another form of love, if that makes sense. People, it's just, they don't understand, bro. You gotta understand that, like, haters are your biggest fans, bro. Like, what's, yeah, bro. Spirit, tell us more. Oh, man. Alrighty. So, you got these energies hooked on you. You got love on the brain. They dreaming about you, fantasizing about you, daydreaming about you. Something about your energy is very nostalgic to some of these energies out there, right? Not gender specific, right? Whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. All right. We don't judge. We don't discourage or whatever you want to call it out here. We don't do none of that. All right. Anywho, as a straight man, okay, I understand that these energies need to stay focused on what they love doing. They need to focus on what it is that makes them happy. Right? So instead of obsessing, I want to say, over a certain type of collective, right? Obsession is it's just a bad type of consciousness that you want to trap yourself in. You're giving something outside of yourself more affection, more validation, more power than yourself. Right? So Spirit, tell us more about this message. Okay, so okay. So you got a lot of groupie energies, right? Or someone involved in a groupie energy that's hooked on your energy, right? This person could travel a lot, could travel for work a lot, if that makes sense. Or they're traveling towards you. Take what resonates. I don't know. Alright? Lock your back door. I don't know. Check your freaking door cameras. I don't know, dude. Something. Right? Spirit. What else you got? Boop. Alrighty. So, alright. His energy is an impersonator. Okay? They want to be you, act like you, dresses like you, looks like you, copies you. What I tell you to lock the damn door and check your freaking rear cameras. Oh my gosh. See, I ain't got to worry about nothing on my part because I know God's got me. And I know my ancestors don't play, bro. So, like, same with y'all collective, bro. Swear, what else you got? Alright, what else you got? Oh, man. See, this impersonator want to be like you. They copy you, dresses like you, looks like you, wants to be you, but be talking mad shit about you. Oh God. Oh my gosh. Bro, they be so fake about some energies too, bro. They be like so cool to you up to your face or something like that, but then like behind your face they be talking so much shit to you, but then they be praising you to your face and they be talking so much shit to you to everybody else behind your back. And it's just like what kind of game is that? You know what I mean? It's just games that we just. Me personally, I don't even have a game system. I don't even play video games. So what makes you think I want to play games with energies? No, no. Spirit, what else you got? Oh my gosh, this is what's coming. Boom, shabba laba, ding dong. Every time. Every time. Collective, I know you be warning these people every friggin' time. You tell them exactly who you are, what you do, what you come there to do, and what do they do every single time. I feel like the universe is gonna keep testing you, collective, to the point where like your perspective for humanity finally changes because God's actually gonna show you like, oh, see, it didn't happen this time. Check it out, man. And you're gonna be like, oh, finally. That would be a cool reality, wouldn't it? But this reality that they got cooked up because they wanted to bring you down to their level because misery loves company. And the thing about it is, Chosen, is that it don't matter what they try to do to paint out a narrative to try and bring you down, paint you out to be what they actually do. They're projecting what their life is actually like. They're wearing your testimony as their life story, emotionally manipulating others to get what they want, knowing that they continue to keep getting signs from the Most High God warning them to stop, knowing that they can't run from this. The thing about it is, it's energy, it's the intention. Once it is set out, it has to go somewhere. And a lot of times, too, like these people, these energies don't understand that there are plenty of fish in the sea, but there's also going to be a fish bigger than you. That's the thing. No soul is greater than another, but understand that some fish in the sea have a lot of protection. Roll with some schools, roll with the pack. And a lot of times they don't need the pack to have their back, to take people to school, if that makes sense, right? Gosh, but you know, you can't always tell people things. All you can do is show them in hopes that they can see it. But if their hearts aren't turned on, they're not going to be able to see nothing. That's the truth. You know, that's why we try teaching people, man. Don't let these bad experiences get to you. get attached to. Don't attach yourself to these moments. I understand it's not fair to say that. It's like, who does he think he is? It's like, man, I've freaking walked through some shit. Live to tell it. A lot of people laugh at me like, oh, that didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't care. I don't need to explain myself or double explain myself. I don't care about your freaking whatever. Collective, this is why, a lot of you don't be talking. A lot of you get labeled mysterious and stuff. Well, it's just because you don't, you understand what your frequency's like. You understand that you don't like surface level things. You understand that you don't like small talk. You understand your mission. You understand that the Most High God isn't just going to let you align with just anyone. And just when you align with certain energies, right? Don't get too comfortable. That's the thing about you, Chosen. You're not supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to keep growing. You're supposed to keep evolving. God will only show you like glimpses. Your mission is different. Show you glimpses. What it's like. I know. Spirit, tell us more. Spirit, tell us more. These energies just won't leave you alone, dude. They're just fishing for comments. I mean, you got a lot of past energies looking you up. I mean, shoot. A couple of these energies are getting together, having a couple drinks together. Getting with people that never even met you before. Right? They hate on you. Imagine being somebody that I've never met before that's talking crap about me like they know me. Or that's talking crap about you like they know you, collective. That's funny. That's funny. The thing is, you don't even need to be in that room to collect what they just wrote on their own receipt on that doggy bag that they just walked out with from that Chinese restaurant. You heard me? Ching Chong. Like, some of these energies just don't understand, man. I don't know. This card popped out. Something to do with child services, right? Kids at risk of being taken. So something to do with child services, right? So there could be investigators involved, right? Something to do with framing you with something to do with children. That's just the one thing I don't understand about these energies is that they always have to bring their children involved with their own personal affairs, with their own personal problems. It's like, leave your children out of it. You are the way that you are because you choose to be the way that you are. Your child has nothing to do with it. It sounds crazy because I'm not a parent to say that. You'd be like, oh man, this guy, who does he think he is? Understand that everything is a choice. If we just hold ourselves accountable to that and just make peace with it and just learn from it. Spirit, tell us more. So yeah, a lot of these energies are trying to cock block you from opportunities, people, places, and things, right? Not everything needs to be sexualized, though. You got a lot of energies just trying to dig dirt up on you as well. Looking for dirt on you or vice versa. A lot of these energies are just wasting their time because your existence just bruises their egos. You got a lot of people, past energies from the past, with bruised egos. You know, a lot of these bruised egos are getting in the way of people's relationships as well too. Their opportunities, right? Even at work or school, take what resonates or whatever they do on a day-to-day basis, right? Your authenticities, right, is putting them through their own judgment day every single day. A lot of these energies wake up every day seeing what you got going on, watching your videos, right? A lot of stalking energy. You know what I mean? A lot of people watching you closely. A lot of people obsessed with you. Right? Smelling what you ate for dinner last night. Because a lot of them are spiritual haters. If you're not, I want to say, conforming or complying to one's, I want to say, religion, right? Their own belief system, right? You don't agree to it or you don't brush upon it, right? They're going to hate you. They're going to isolate you. They're going to alienate you until they make you feel like you're smaller than what you should be. They hate on your light. They hate on your power. They send in that evil eye. They're trying to attach themselves to you energetically, cords, but you're just too busy out here cutting them cords, man. You're cutting them cords. You are cutting those cords. Spirit, one more. So a lot of these energies could be giving things out, opportunities, giving money out, giving things out, right? To make it seem like Spirit, tell us more about this giving money energy. About these spiritual haters giving this money out. Karmic friends, can't fully trust them. Okay, so these karmic friends are, what are they giving out? Spirit, ooh! Alright. They're making moves in silence. Okay. Let's see. Okay. A lot of them are wolves in sheep's clothing. Oh, no biggie, man. That's just how they are. A lot of them look like just regular people. A lot of them are trying to get photo proof, trying to get evidence on you. Okay, so a lot of them are paying certain types of people, right, to stalk you, right? Paying private investigators, I want to say, to come up against you, Chosen. Yeah, they're trying to get you involved with that child services. Yeah, they're trying to frame you with something, trying to set you up, something to do with kids. Like, this is just... Spirit, tell us more. Alrighty. It's because of your light. It's your shine. It's your light that irritates their demons. You need to understand, Chosen, that even if you don't do anything, you'll still be hated. You'll still be misunderstood. You'll still be frowned upon. You'll still be shamed. You'll still be talked about regardless. But when you do things for you instead of those people, understand that those people are not your people. And those people aren't going to make you happy, but what's going to make you happy, right, is doing what works for you. Doing what's best for you. Doing what makes you happy, right? You didn't come here to be understood by any means. You came here to be heard. You came here to be felt. You came here to fulfill your mission and create whatever the heck it is that you wanted to create unapologetically. Confirmation. Never dim your light to make others comfortable. You'd be doing the ones that are sent to you by God a disservice by you not being yourself authentically, by you not speaking, by you not just being who you are in that present moment, by you just not even being present. You take an opportunity away from a soul that needed to hear your voice, that needed to feel your spirit, that needed to be felt, that needed to be seen, needed to be heard, needed to be appreciated. You have no idea the shine that you have. So bright. You need to understand that this light just casts away so many shadows, makes the shadows run. And the thing about it is, Chosen, is that you laugh in the face of the enemy because you're built different, right? They take your kindness for weakness. You know, they misjudge you instantly from the get-go. They judge the book by its cover instantly, all the time. All the time. A lot of souls don't understand what you understand. And the thing about it is, use that to your advantage. Don't look at it as a disadvantage like these energies try to confuse you to do so. That's the illusion. Keep shining. Never dim your light. Understand that there's billions of souls. Each one has an opinion. Make yours count. Because why not? Let someone try and tell you who you are and watch what happens. Have a beautiful day.